racist, Trumpian, evil. So angry. No, it doesn't register in my head. So angry. His lies. Just fake news. His lies. Today, I don't want to talk about what it is like to live and work in China. Today, I want to talk about, well, the news that I woke up this morning, basically last night in America. The tape recordings by Bob Woodard, I think, that he made of Donald Trump admitting that he knew how bad, how dangerous, how deadly the COVID-19 was.
I hear the name Donald Trump. One thing that is interesting is how all China shills hate Donald Trump. Admittedly, even as an American, I admit it. Trump says silly things.
You are fake news.
He does crazy things on Twitter.
Your organization's terrible.
And he does say rude things about people.
Don't be rude. Don't be rude.
No doubt. He's not perfect. But one thing is for sure. Most of these pro-CCP shills are going to be far left liberals. You can't expect them to like Trump. And far left liberals love the CCP. And the CCP loves them. This video isn't really about the Wuhan virus, which is where it actually came from. It is about Trump. Because liberals love to hate Trump. And China Teacher is, quite obviously, a liberal. It is like you guys have this never-ending seizure, this little thing in your brain that just tweaks out, and you guys have to just go on a hating Trump parade. Basically, you hate Trump because he's anti-CCP.
Donald Trump knowingly let thousands of people die. He could have done so much more to prevent this spread, to prevent the virus from killing thousands and thousands of people. But one of the most important things that comes out of today is this. I don't want to hear anybody out there in my comment section ever calling it the China virus. That is not only racist, but now is just Trumpian.
Donald Trump did what all governments do. They try to keep cool. They work in a team of people in an effort to solve a problem. He didn't lie. In fact, he took action from the very beginning. In doing so, he blocked flights from China to America. And what happened? Well, again, the far left, people like you, pro-CCP members, attacked him. They went after him. They said that he was a racist.
Racist?
And again, it did come from Wuhan because of China's poor hygiene standards in wet markets. And liberals such as Nancy Pelosi cried and they complained. And what did they do? They had a party in the streets.
Trump liked to accuse China of this situation. Yes, the virus was discovered here in China. The virus was caught here in China. But the transparency of the government has helped many countries around the world to protect their people. On February 7th, Trump knew how deadly this was. And he's out there mocking people for wearing masks, inviting people to assemble. Yeah, let people go to church around Easter time.
It makes you wonder, if Trump knew about the virus and how deadly it was, surely the CCP had to know first. So why did they take a month to announce it to the world? Why didn't Xi Jinping come out right away, as soon as he knew, and tell the world? You see, here's the issue with your ignorant statements. It isn't only America experiencing a lot of death. It isn't America's fault that people in the UK or Brazil or wherever are dying. It is the fault of China. Because China lied and people died. It could have been prevented, but the Chinese government decided to do what it always does and will always continue to do as long as it is in power, to protect itself.
This actually should be called the Trump virus. In America, you should call it the Trump virus because he could have done something to stop and prevent the deaths of thousands of people.
Again, Trump did all that you can do. He literally banned flights from China, the source, to America. That is the most that you can do in the beginning. But it wasn't enough. And why is that? Because again, China lied and people died.
China beat this virus. The government took care of its people. They put their values in the right order. Their values were life is more important than the economy.
No one knew, except for China, that the virus had been spreading all over the world, all over our cities, for a month, without warning. You have no moral high ground to stand on when you continue to shill for a government that knew the exact same things that you are making accusations about. You have to reflect. You have to look at the facts and look in the mirror and the timeline and see that your complaints fall back on you.
China is definitely off the hook. China, if you're calling this a China virus, you're just a Trumpian. You're just a racist Trumpian. And you know who you are. You know which YouTubers I'm talking about. Why don't you make a video about Trump? Why do you make a video about these lies?
It is not the problem of the people of Wuhan. It is the fault of the Chinese government. But this isn't just limited to the coronavirus. What about the way that the Chinese government treats the Uyghurs or the people in Tibet? Or how about the way that they're treating people in Hong Kong? See, this is more than just the coronavirus. It's much more. You say that calling it the China virus is racist, but how could that be possible? China is a country, not a race. So how could it be racist? Well, you say that because you are a fool. And you fall for the propaganda of China because you come from a shit country. A shit country. Colombia. Is that Trump enough for you? It is immoral to support a government that fights against people just because you come from a shit country. Coming from a shit country is not an excuse to support a communist regime. It's not an excuse to turn it around and say that it's Trump's fault. You can't say that it's the UK's fault, or that it's Brazil's fault, or Canada's fault, or anyone else's fault. It is the fault of the Chinese government that lied and allowed its people to continue traveling across the world, spreading this horrible virus. Yes, you said it. It started in China. It was discovered in China because the government fails to keep up with food quality standards. It is not the fault, again, I'm going to say this again. It is not the fault of Chinese people or the people of Wuhan. It is the fault of the Chinese government because it doesn't maintain proper hygiene standards. The CCP was never transparent, not even from the beginning. There is evidence that Xi Jinping knew that the virus could be transmitted human to human and didn't tell anyone. That is not transparency. That is the opposite of transparency. That is hiding something to protect yourself, because that is what the Chinese government always does. It hides things to protect itself. Again, you cannot take the moral high ground until you reflect and look at what you are saying. You cannot speak of evil when you support evils such as these.
wanted to make a very short video because I needed to let this off my chest. I don't even know if the sound on this video is good, but I needed to put it out there. This is the Trump virus in America. Trump is responsible for these deaths, whether he wants it or not. He lied. He lied and people died. Alright guys, just you can take it easy.
Like, comment, subscribe, check out my Patreon page, and everyone have a good day. Chill Wednesday.